Thank you so much for sticking with us right here. It's Take 5 at 5 p.m. on AM 690, FM 94.3. The Answer. As always, Take 5 is brought to you by Timmy T's Gourmet Grinders with 2 locations, Kailua and Bishop Street, making the best sandwiches fast. So you can take 5 with me and my guests. Order online and get it delivered at timmytees.com. Now, my next guest is another familiar voice from The Answer, from a weekend program called Be Fit for Health. She has over 30 years experience as an athlete, certified personal trainer, and overall fitness coach. You must have started when you were 5.
Yes.
Miss Biyanka Ekmekchiolu.
Aloha.
Aloha. Thank you so much for coming in. Now, I did want to let you know that we just spoke to Chief Operating Officer of the Blood Bank of Hawaii, Mr. Todd Lewis, and he told me all about how it's necessary to find out your blood type. Certain types can save extra lives. But you have an interesting subject for us today.
Yes, and it's by coincidence that I'm actually brought this in because I wanted to give you, with all that's been going on last year and the year before, like medicine, the medical world, the fitness world changes every year. We come up with something new technologies, and nutrition as well, because now there isn't just regular nutritional diet plans that you would think of, like eat so many calories and burn so many calories. Now we have diet plans that are more specific for, you want to burn, your body fat versus you want to burn your muscle weight because you're too much muscle bulk or whatever it may be. But things have changed because of the COVID. And so the way that we used to do things have also changed. The way we look at our fitness and our health and nutrition has also changed. So things are more specific.
Right. I think they changed for the better. I feel like a lot more research has gone into being more efficient, being healthier at home, right? So what is this blood type nutrition plan? Because I do need to go out and redonate so that I can find out my blood type. Because I've tried every other nutrition plan there is, and I don't think McDonald's is part of it.
No, but there might be a new blood type for that. So
there you go.
You never know. But it was really interesting to me because being a nutrition coach and also a fitness trainer, you always want to advise your clients right. And I've always been approached by different people about, especially with my fibromyalgia, maybe you should look at eating your food based on your blood type. And I'm like, really? Like, I get it. There might be because of genetics, the way that your body may assimilate certain things better than other things. Like, I do know that I do have a genetic disposition for not being able to methylate folic acid, so I need more methylated vitamins. So that kind of stuff makes sense to me, especially when you can measure it. And so blood type foods are measured based on a certain type of antigens in the blood.
We talked about that. Okay.
Right, so that's kind of interesting. So this was created basically in the 1990s, late 1990s.
Oh, so this is not new?
No. And
why have I not heard about this yet? I feel like I'm missing something. Okay.
There's a book out there.
Okay.
I wrote it out because I don't want to forget. It's Eat for Your Blood Type. And it was written by a particular doctor, Dr. I can't say it's Diademo. That's it. There you go.
Italian.
Yeah, very Italian. Anyways, it would be figure an Italian guy come up with some kind of food.
Pizza, spaghetti, no, probably
not.
But
this is the first of its type that was very specialized for health reasons. And he did a research based for 15 years on different types of people and different types of blood types. And he found that certain types of blood types were good to eat certain types of food. Like, for example, I'm type A.
Okay.
Not in just with personality, but also blood. Yes.
Very good. You stay consistent.
I am. I'm trying to. So I'm supposed to be more vegetarian. So I should be excluding more of the animal proteins and eating more plant-based foods.
But could I ask you, from a profession that you've chosen, I mean, does that make sense for you to not have the meat protein? Maybe you do more vegetable protein? Is that how you would even that out?
Yeah, and you get a lot of protein from plant-based. I mean, plants like broccoli and things like that have a lot of protein. Spirulina has a lot of protein. But it just depends on how your body simulates the food, nutrition, how your body can communicate with the food you're eating, because food is medicine, and I've always said that. And if you're not giving your body the right type of communication, your cells don't know what to do with it, because your cells hold the motor which creates the energy for your body. And if you can't simulate that, you're not getting the energy, well, guess what? You're going to get
just empty calories, right?
Empty calories. So
I don't need any more of those.
God, me too. So I know. And being at home more now, it's not a good idea.
It's been hard, yeah.
So this is why I came up with what's been happening when it comes to some of the colleges that's been looking at certain types of foods. But this blood type thing is very interesting to me too, because it says also, and it correlates with exercise as well. Certain blood types can do certain type of exercise.
Really?
Yeah.
And so wait, how many blood types are there?
There's 4.
There's 4. We
Right.
almost had to
So-
take 5, but that's okay. We can make up a 5th.
We'll make that up.
There
We'll make
you
our
go.
own.
Okay.
We'll also patent that. So type A, right? Type B, type AB, and then type O.
Okay.
Right? So O is really the polar opposite of type A. So O can have a lot of protein, and they can also work out harder than the type A group.
Interesting.
So
I'm probably not a type O since you say that.
yeah, and then that's the universal donor too, by the way, which
Right.
I'm sure your guest had mentioned.
Yes, we did cover that.
Yeah, so AB is kind of like in between the B. The B is the best blood type. They don't have really much restrictions. They're not allowed to really eat pork, and there are certain types of grains they shouldn't be eating, but the type B is like, if you want to have it all, that's the type you want to be.
Okay. Well,
Supposedly.
I will go ask them to fix that on my
Make
records.
sure you're
You can stay type A.
All the-
I would like to be
all
type
the
A.
excuses you want, right?
Well, to be fair, I actually don't like pork. I don't know if any of this would really navigate your taste
No.
for certain foods.
No. But I'll
It's
give
just
you-
super coincidental.
I know, right?
Very good.
I'll give you some of the foods that you can obviously said lots of protein for type O. Type A is mostly fruits and vegetables, beans and legumes. Type B, you can avoid corn and wheat and buckwheat and things like that, tomatoes and peanuts and sesame seed. They want you to avoid that. Chicken is also problematic to most of the, it just maybe depends on
Interesting.
the way it's grown. I like, again, grass-fed, grass-finished, or cage-free. Those are more important, right? And they want you to stay away from pesticides, obviously, and things that are pastured and whatever. But AB is also, you need to be careful because you have more of a lower stomach acid. So because of that, they want you to avoid like caffeine, alcohol, and cured meats.
Oh, I'm definitely not that one.
Yeah.
Either that or that may be why so many medical problems happen out of the blue. But that is very interesting to
Yeah,
find out. And
it
it's
is.
just how your body and your blood processes the nutrients inside of these foods.
So don't forget, our bodies work with proteins, right? Protein enzymes.
Okay.
So every organ has a different type of protein enzyme, and the way their body communicates through protein, just like we did the vaccine.
Right.
There's mRNA in the vaccines. That is also part of the protein enzyme communication factor. So it's really, really interesting. There is some merit to this, but then there isn't enough data in research to prove all the claims that this doctor is claiming when it comes to eating for your blood type. But here's the dealio. If you actually understand common sense food, right?
Okay.
Like meaning, say for sugars and
The
fried
standard pyramid,
Yeah.
right? The food pyramid.
Yeah, just if you do the right stuff and lower your caloric intake versus the amount of energy you take in, you're gonna be healthier and you're gonna lose the weight that you want, relatively speaking, if you don't have any other genetic disorders. But that's why with my clients and with people, I always say, look, if you eat foods that are low in inflammation, which is if you eat foods like protein, like red meat, and if it's not grass-fed, grass-finished, it's an omega-6, which is more higher in inflammatory responses. So omega-3 it lessens your inflammatory response in your body.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes an omega-3 when it's grass-fed, grass-finished red meat. It's kind of important to
I
understand.
see. Okay.
So the variation of the way your body absorbs it then becomes different. So there's why there's science behind some of these specialty type diets, which we can get into more when it comes to the 24 colleges that actually have these experts that did some research on which are the top 5. And then what's really funny is they also measure these foods based on ease of use, meaning that if your body can't process foods, or if you can't get to that particular food because you have to go out and go to, like, let's say a specialty store like Whole Foods and find a special type of food for your body, it gets too much humbug. You don't want to go through that energy.
And I feel like this comes into play with all of the specialty diets. The keto, the gluten-free, the soy-free, the lactose-free, the everything-free, really. I feel like these people should just drink water.
Yeah.
But honestly,
that's another diet.
why-
But that's a water diet fasting thing that I can get into later. But there are cons. So the con is lack of scientific evidence that supports health claims, and some blood types plants lack healthy food groups. So they're not really quite sure. And I know that if you guys want to do your own homework, go to PubMed.gov, and on there you can type in genotype, blood type with cardiovascular risk factors, because they do want to
That's a
measure.
mouthful.
I know. but just go to ABO blood type,
Very
food
good.
diet. It'll pop up. And another thing too with this is that they want to measure the types of foods that these colleges came up with. I found very interesting because when I read it, I was like, really? The ketogenic diet was number 37.
Number 37
yeah,
in
in the list of top hundreds.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
where I swear in this office alone it's like number 1.
Yeah. But,
number 2.
But there's a
in
science
popularity.
That's another specialty diet, right?
Right.
It's particular for health reasons for some and some other
Right,
people for
right.
other reasons. But also the vegetarian diet was number 18.
So what on earth was number 1? Do I even dare ask?
Mediterranean.
Oh,
The
good.
Mediterranean diet's number 1 because it is the most universal and is the easiest to use to palpate and make food because it's vegetables and
olive
fish
oils and very
yeah,
lean meats and
very
although
good.
the cheese.
And it's heart healthy, diabetic healthy, and they want to measure it based on those types of factors. Like, does it really help the people who have like hard cholesterol issues? Does it help people with heart issues? And they came up with Mediterranean. This close second, and I mean very close, meaning almost tied to number 1, is the DASH diet. And the DASH diet is similar to the Mediterranean, except it's lower in salt and higher in potassium.
Okay. And what does that do for a person's body or
Same as the Mediterranean. It's a well-balanced diet. It has everything that you need. We're talking about that balanced diet factor.
Mhm.
Common sense, right? There's no fried foods in there. It's like, it's
Sure.
just, I know, it's not for us. I'm actually more geared towards the Flexitarian diet, or Flexitarian diet.
Okay, I had no idea there were even
I know.
100 of these, so I'm going to need to stop you right there because we do need to go on a break
Oh.
to pay bills. So
I
hold
got
that
you.
thought, because this is now turned into more like a Take 100 instead of Take 5.
Okay.
But we will be right back on Take 5 at 5 p.m. right here on AM 690, FM 94.3, The Answer.
It's okay.
That's right. You are tuned into AM 690, FM 94.3, The Answer. I am not Mike Buck. I am filling in for the gentleman. This is Gina Crabtree. And I am here with the lovely Biyanka Ekmekcioglu of Be Fit for Health.
Wow, I'm impressed. First of all, yes, you are much prettier.
I have a face for radio.
Yes.
That's what we're
So do
told.
I.
That's our joke. So I apologize. I interrupted you in the middle of your top 5, which is all about what we do here at Take 5 at 5, is
That's good.
your top 5 of whatever your expertise is. So we have gone to 24 colleges and all of their extensive research on the top 100 diets. I didn't even know there were
There's
100
so
diets.
many diets, and people are making it up as they go.
I think I've done that once or twice.
Yeah.
And it didn't work, but
Yeah.
it made common sense to me that it could possibly help. So we've talked about all of the blood type, possibilities and correlations.
Right.
Now, from a nutrition standpoint, let's go on to number 3.
Okay, so I got to tell you, I jumped to number 4 because it was about me. Let's go back to number 3.
There's that type A again.
I know, I can't help
That's
it.
okay.
The number 3 actually is the mind diet, and it's a correlation between the Mediterranean and the DASH intervention. It's a neurological type, alternative type diet. It helps with your nervous system. This is probably a better diet for me, particularly for the fibromyalgia type body that I have. And I find that it's very interesting because it does help to encourage all types of vegetables and berries, but not everything is included in it. They do take out some of the things that might be in the Mediterranean and some of the things that might be in the DASH based on the nervous system. So
I
it's
see.
really cool because I do agree with this particular type of diet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in the right order: Mediterranean, the DASH, and the mind, and then now the flexitarian diet, which is like a cross between vegetarian and some protein.
Well, it sounds flexible, hence the name.
Yeah, you're so
Flex
good.
it.
You
See?
got this. I
See, you
love
talked
it.
about common sense, so I'm trying to
Right.
figure out, where's the pizza diet?
We're gonna make that up with the
Number 101.
Number
Okay.
5 type blood type. Remember? And then the last one is the Ornish diet, which I think some people may have heard of,
Mm-hmm.
and it's more of a plant-based diet. I mean, I would say it's like a vegetarian diet, and they do have a program with that. Like I said, this is becoming more integrated with fitness, where these diets cannot exist without having somebody doing a certain type of a program attached to it.
Makes
So
sense.
some
Like a
medical-
food meal plan or how
Yeah.
to cook certain foods,
Yeah.
right, to make it stay within that organic plan that they've set out for that particular person. Do you have services like that as part of your training and your nutrition programs?
I do. I won't train someone, especially if they have a particular health issue or a weight issue, without first of all speaking with their medical professional, and to find out if there's anything else that I should know before we even go into the conversation about what they're eating. I do make them do some kind of a food journal because I need to know what they're doing, so I can take out things that may work and may not work. But when I look at these types of programs, it makes sense because with activity, if you're not eating right, you're not going to burn the calories properly, or are you going to put on muscle weight that you need in order for you to sustain certain strength. So food is medicine in every respect, and if you don't eat a certain amount of it too, like for example, you might need to consume a lot of vegetables. Well, you can't sit all day and eat all day. That's going to take forever to consume that, because the amount of servings that you need to consume, 8 servings of vegetables and fruits, that's a lot of food. Like
that was the same pyramid we talked about when I was in elementary school, and we don't need to cover how many years ago that was. It was yesterday. But I mean, obviously they want to keep certain factors of a balanced diet in play.
Yeah.
Whether it's the 90s when they came up with this blood type correlation, or 2021 where everyone seems to be on keto.
Yeah. I mean, it seems to be the factor, but there's a reason with keto too, though. There's also a science behind it too when it comes to fasting, because intermittent fasting now also is correlated with ketogenic diet, because there is a certain health benefit to fasting as well. So
hang on, we were talking about food and healthy food, and now we're talking about no food?
Yeah, well, not all the time. So basically, instead of you having 3 meals a day, you might have 1 or 2. And with that, when you fast properly, based on what you can do, let's say you start out with a 12-hour fast, which most people can do. You eat at, let's say, 8
Does
o'clock
sleeping
at
count?
Night. Sleeping counts.
Oh, I can do that.
Sleep is awesome, because that's when I do my fasting. I'll eat my last meal at 8, and I don't eat again until like maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, because I want to give my body a couple of things going on. When you're fasting till 12 or 13 hours, you get basically your blood sugar levels balance out. And then when you get into the 15 to 17 hours, you're getting the ketones more saturated in the body. And ketones are important because it helps fight, combat fat. So you start burning fat. And then when you get into the 17 and beyond hours, you got autophagy, which is self-detox. Your cells are detoxing, getting rid of things that you don't need. And you're also getting into more of the stem cell resurgence in the system, so your stomach and your intestines get more of a stem cell response, so you're getting inflammation down, and you're getting more of a healing.
Kind of a healing, right? I was just going to say that.
Yeah, so we need to fast once in a while. If you do it 3 times a week or twice a week, that's still a benefit, and you find that you actually lose weight with it, because you're now communicating properly, because you don't have so much stuff going on. And when you have too much food in your body and you're constantly not paying attention to what you're eating, that's stress in your system. When you have stress in your system, it's a fight or flight, and that doesn't heal.
It's almost like a hard reset. We're used to turning on technology, turning off technology, and then all of a sudden it works better, right?
Yeah.
That is that reset that we need.
The technician goes, "Did you turn your computer off?"
I say that all the time.
Yeah.
I call IT, they say the same thing. I said, why did I call you? I tried that already.
I laugh every time. But
well, I greatly appreciate you coming by. I can't believe we've already covered our time.
Yeah,
so did you have
happens.
anything else that you wanted to say? Obviously, we need to find you. So let's find you. How would we do that?
Yes, please. I have many places you can go to. You can go to my website, which is befitforhealth.com.
And that's the number 4,
that's
right?
The number 4. So it's befit4health.com.
Okay.
And you can go to my YouTube too, because on my YouTube I have things like this on there, plus the shows that I've done here with Salem. It has all the information you might need. It's BeFit for Health, BeFit, the number 4 health.
Okay, I see the correlation and
there's a
consistency.
Going on.
Good
so
for you.
easy.
Good marketing.
But yeah, guys, reach out to me, because I am more than happy to give you guys free consultation when it comes to some advice or whatever it may be. Send me an email. I will respond to you within 24 hours. It's my pleasure.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for joining us right here on Take 5 at 5.
Thank you for having me. It's great. It was fun to be the interviewee.
Right? It's a little turn of the tables.
I love it.